Hello, hi. Today I'm going to be talking about biotechnology and how it's changing the world. So, what exactly is biotechnology? Biotechnology is biology based technology that uses cellular and biomolecular process to create products and technologies that enhance human well being and health of our planet. For a long time, we have utilized the biological process of microorganisms to preserve dairy products and create useful many foods. There's many different types of biotechnology. For example, there's that red biotechnology that is for healthcare, and helps us make vaccines and um, and diagnostics. Uh, it helps us develop like medical solutions. Green biotechnology that improves crops and livestock using genetic tools and biofertilizers and pest varieties. Yellow biotechnology that enhances food through fermentation and develops health boosting ingredients like um, probiotics. And then there's a gray biotechnology environment that applies living organisms to clean up pollution and manage waste sustainably. So those are just some different types. There's other many different types though. A quick history of biotechnology. So for thousands of years ago, when people first utilized living things for useful purposes, biotechnology was born. Classical biotechnology, like through the 1800s, mid 1900s, Louis Pasteur in 1857, Louis Pasteur discovered the role of microorganism in fermentation. Quick background of him. He was a very known French chemist. He was known as the father of microbiology. He was a groundbreaking chemist and a microbiologist who uncovered important discoveries in fermentation, vaccines, and illness that laid the groundwork for modern immunology and public health. In 1865, Gregor Mendel, which we all learned about him this semester in our biology class, he established the basic law of genetics through his pea plant experiments that we're all aware of. The 1900s, improved breeding techniques became a thing. Um, I want to talk about one example of mutation breeding that became popular. Um, this consists of exposing organisms or seeds to radiation or other different chemicals to create new useful genetic variations. Modern biotechnology, 1970s to the early 2000s, recombinant DNA technology developed by Cohen and Boyer, which we also learned about him this semester, made it possible to cut and insert genes into organisms. In 1982, the first genetically modified product, insulin, received appeal for medical use, which is crazy to think that millions of people need that to survive. If it weren't for it, people would not be alive. So it's just crazy how far society has come in like healthcare. Biotechnology in healthcare is one of the topics that I'm talking about. Medical biotechnology is a field of medicine that studies living cells and cell materials in order to create drugs and diagnostic tools. Medical biotechnology is making significant progress in helping millions of people. For example, it has made from the Ebola vaccine, mapped human DNA, and studies how it impacts agriculture. Major advancements in healthcare. I want to talk about two. So, one is the HPV vaccine. So, you most likely heard about human papillomavirus virus and the connection it has with cervical cancer, the second most deadly type of cancer for women following breast cancer. According to statistics, around 270,000 women die from cervical cancer each year, which is why the HPV vaccine is a crucial need in our society. Luckily for the luckily for us, the FDA authorized two vaccinations for that. Um, Next advancement I want to talk about is stem cell research. Stem cell research biotechnology plays a huge part in supporting stem cell research, which helps the investigation of producing stem cells in the lab setting or in vitro. This could be very beneficial for patients with illness or disorders where implanting stem cells could help them regain their energy and have a new start in life. You might ask how this works. Well, biotechnologists can learn how to work with stem cells distinct characteristics to promote the growth in particular cell type because they can repeatedly divide and change into other types of body cells. Biotechnology and agriculture, a lot of our fruit that we eat is genetically modified organisms. Agriculture biotechnology includes a variety of tools such as traditional methods of breeding, the modify living organisms and part organisms to produce new products, enhance plants or animals to create microbes for particular agriculture use. So I want to give like some few examples. There's like apples, potatoes, papaya, pink pineapples, corn. A lot of these fruits take years, to create. So that's why GMOs are really important, because without them, these would be very, very sacred and very expensive and would create more food insecurities for other people. Biotechnology in our environment, it cleans pollution. Special bacteria can break down oil spills and toxic waste. It improves water quality. Microbes help clean wastewater before it goes into rivers. It helps us reduce plastic waste. Scientists are creating enzymes that can break down plastics. Creates eco-friendly energy. Biofuels made from plants reduce pollution and fossil fuel use. Protects ecosystem. Engineered plants can grow with fewer chemicals, helping soil and wildlife. Some pros and cons of biotechnology. Pros: better medicine, like I talk about, like the insulin and the HPV vaccine. It creates vaccines and new treatments, helps diagnose diseases faster, which helps patients that suffer from these diseases get help faster than later, and then having it be too late. Like, for example, cancer, they can receive chemo faster than later. Stronger crops, plants grow better and survive pests most of the time. That's another con that I'll talk about later. More food for growing population, because we're billions of people in this world. There's only so much to go around. And it helps clean the environment. Microbes clean pollution, and biofuel reduces carbon emissions. So some cons of biotechnology are ethical concerns. Gene editing raises moral questions, and cloning can feel controversial. So there's like a fine line where, you know, for the sake of science, and then there's a fine line in when you're like trying to imitate God, in a sense, so which I believe regulations should stay in place and should be here for this exact reason. Environmental risk: GMOs may be harmful to natural ecosystems, and pests become resistant. That's what I was talking about. One of the cons is, sure, pests can better serve pests, but they can also become resistant. Economic issues. This is very, very expensive technology, which is that's why there's not as much as we wish there was, because this so much money put into this. Big companies can control seeds and patents, which I think regulations should be for that exact reason, so companies don't have so much control. These were my references for my presentation. Thank you so much.